भगवान श्री योगी रामसुरत्कुमार की सर्वं योगी रामसुरत्कुमारार्पणमस्तु। Today, the second day, the second night of Navaratri, as I said before, it was Bhagwan who started the worship of the Divine Mother the very first time in the ashram. It's he who called, who asked for a book of Lalita Sahasranama and made us recite up to 100 namas. He also approved of the arrangement of the dolls. We went through all that. So these 10 days are meant for special worship, very auspicious, by worshipping the Divine Mother, by worshipping our Bhagwan Yogi Ramsuratkumar as the Divine Mother. We develop skill in work. We develop perseverance, determination. As I said again, it is Kriya Shakti, Ichcha Shakti and Jnana Shakti. So now, before we submit our prayers at the lotus feet of Bhagwan, let us go through some of his talks in the early 80s, 1979 and the early 80s, when the devotees had gathered from Tapovanam, from Chennai and from other places. Many topics he had touched upon. And one day, it was night about 10:45, a devotee was seated there who recorded all this. That Bhagwan started to quote Tulsidas, where Tulsidas says, "Doot kaho, Avadhut kaho, Rajaput kaho, ko, Tulasi saranam gulam hai Ram ko, Sadhu jane Mahasadhu, Khal Jane, Mahakhal, meaning Doot Kahau, Avadhoot Kahau. Let them call me a fraud, a fake Mahatma. Let them call me a genuine Mahatma, a great, great Jnani, unbound by any rules and regulations of the society. Let them call me anything. It does not matter to me, Tulsidas, what people think of me, what people call me. The great Mahatmas call me Mahatma. The wicked people call me wicked, wicked man. What matters is what I am, and I am a Rama Bhakta. I am Rama's slave. My everything is only in the hands of Sri Rama. Nothing else matters. So after quoting Tulsidas, Bhagwan began to say, some people call this beggar a thief, a fake, a dirty beggar, dirty sinner. Some people think and have faith in this beggar as a great Jnani. Like Tulsidas, this beggar says, it does not matter what people think of this beggar. What matters is Father's work. This beggar's life, this beggar's every movement, every thought, every word, every deed is in the hands of my Father who runs the whole cosmos. People come to this beggar to seek something, and many times it happens. Then they celebrate it. They say, oh, he's God himself. He has given us what we want. And sometimes this beggar does something which would be good for them in the long run, which may not meet their immediate demand, but it will do them a greater good in the long run. But then, what do people say? Oh, this beggar is bad. He is not giving us, for some reason, he is holding it up. He is not giving us what we want. And they start to abuse this beggar. It does not matter to this beggar what people think, what people say. What matters is that he is able to serve my Father to his full satisfaction. And then he went on to say, narrate a story from the Purana. I think it comes in Ramacharita where it is Narad Moh Prasanga. So Bhagwan began Shri Narayana all the time. He was a brahmachari, a celibate. And he was very free to move about from world to world. But unfortunately, one day, he felt a little pride over his celibacy, his bhakti for his God Narayana. Oh, I am a great bhakta. I keep chanting his name all the time. What is more, I am a celibate. He developed a little ego over this. You see, Maya doesn't leave anybody behind. You would never know when and where it catches you. It catches you unawares. And as soon as his devotee got this pride, Mahavishnu saw the whole thing. He decided to give him some treatment. He wanted to save his devotee from the clutches of this ego. So he created by his Maya a beautiful land, and he made Narada walk on this land. He showered a little Maya blessings on Narad. With the result, Narad began to appreciate, enjoy the scenic beauty of the place. And then he came to hear about those people there discussing the queen of the place, a very beautiful lady. And the next day was going to be the function where she would select her bridegroom. And that many, many handsome kings from different places had come for her hand, hoping that she would choose one of them. So Narada had begun to enjoy the scenic beauty all around. There's nothing wrong in that, but appreciating, admiring the creation alone will not do. The very creation is there only to remind you of the creator behind it. There should be a shift in consciousness from the creation to the creator. Otherwise, it's no use. It becomes a pleasure. So you see, Narad was further caught in the Maya, the net of Maya, and he somehow wanted to participate in the function, and he wanted to marry this girl, this beautiful girl. So immediately he rushed to Mahavishnu. His bhakti for his Narayana gave him access to Vaikuntha. He rushed there and said, Srihari, I want to marry this beautiful girl. Please give me all the beauty of Srihari. He used the word Hari, which has two meanings. One is, it is Sri Narayana, Sri Hari. The other meaning for Hari is monkey. It is all Vishnu Maya at work. So Vishnu smiled and said, okay, you have it. And Narada was very pleased that Mahavishnu granted what he pleaded for. So he had a very beautiful, handsome, glowing body of Srihari, but his face was that of the monkey. He did not know that. He went and sat there with such majesty and confidence that he was the most handsome man among the lot, and that the girl would surely choose him. But when the girl came near, when the lady, this beautiful girl, came near with a garland in hand, as soon as she saw Naradji, she frowned. There was an expression of repulsion. She said, what? A monkey has come all the way to marry, to ask for my hand. How did this happen? A monkey. And then she moved on. And that's when Naradji knew that something was far wrong. He rushed away. He felt very hurt, disappointed, and humiliated. He ran away from the place and he had a look at himself in a mirror, and to his great horror, he found a monkey's face. And then he knew instantly that Mahavishnu had cheated on him, played a trick on him. Hurt, disappointed, humiliated. He was all anger. He rushed to Vaikuntha immediately, and Mahavishnu knew that he would be coming. And then he said, "Hey Narayan, I've been chanting your name all the time. I'm a great bhakta. You will not get a bhakta like me. And what have you done to me? And I know that you have been giving so many gifts of grace to people even unasked. But here, for once I asked you for something and you cheated on me. How could you do it to me?" And then he got so angry, even while thinking about it, talking about it more and more and more, he developed such anger because, his desire has that quality. If you do not get the desired object, that immediately it expresses itself as terrible anger. And anger is poison. It does more harm to the person who gets angry than to others. He said, "Narayan, I'm giving you a curse. Since you cheated, you played a trick on me. You gave me a monkey face. So in your next avatar, only the monkeys will be your helpmates. And what's more, now you see how I suffer, humiliated, unable to marry the girl I so much wanted, how I suffer from separation. You will have to go through a similar feeling in your next avatar. You will be separated from the mother, from the Divine Mother, and you will go through the same suffering as I do now." Mahavishnu smiled because he knew it was coming on. And it was all completely his play, his leela. So Mahavishnu accepted the curse and then removed the spell of Maya from the heart of Naraji. And suddenly, in a second, Shri Naraji knew what he had done out of ignorance. My God, what have I done? Narayanji, and then he fell at his feet and began to cry. He said, "What have I done? How could I dare give you a curse like this? What happened to me?" And he cried and then begged him to make his curse ineffective. But Narayanji said, No, I invited it for some reason. So do not think that you have any participation in it. The whole thing has been my Maya. I have created. And I will go through the consequences, and for good reasons, not to worry about it. But know that this danger, the danger of ego, the danger of pride is always there, lurking in the corner. So this humility is very important for a bhakta. On no account should he develop this pride over anything, especially the pride of being a bhakta. Oh, I am a better bhakta than others. I have moved with Bhagwan for so many years. I am a greater bhakta than other people. Then Bhagwan will wait for his chance to put us down, to cut us to size. And then Bhagwan went on to say that this is what happens. We have to be very careful. But it does not matter to this beggar. This beggar does not have to learn anything from anybody. My father has taught this beggar everything. If you think that this beggar is a jnani and feeding, a little feeding, you feed a little food to this beggar and you think that this is feeding the entire creation, This is feeding thousands of pure Brahmins. It will be definitely so. If you people think that this beggar is a fake, then it would be so for you. But whichever way you think of this beggar, my Father will bless you. Do not curse this beggar, do not scold this beggar when something is not getting done as you expect. The Guru, the Jnani, is a Kalpataru, but there is a difference between the divine Kalpataru and the Mahatmas. The Kalpataru gives everything that you want. Your every thought materializes. But a Guru Mahatma is a Kalpataru that gives only what is good for you, what is good for your spiritual growth. So a Guru Mahatma is a Kalpataru with a difference. And then again Bhagwan insisted that the best way to pursue, to lead one's life is to remember constantly the divine name and to serve our Guru Mahatma faithfully. That we have to do the service to his full satisfaction, the way our masters wanted. That we are only tools in the hands of the master. So saying, Bhagwan concluded his talk. And remembered Sri Aurobindo of Pondicherry. He's saying, in Aurobindo Ashram, some 2,000 people are working for the sake of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Everybody would be doing seva in some capacity or the other. Bhagwan often used to quote that. And then he also said, Sri Aurobindo used to say that I do not want to become the all-totality. I want to be a good instrument in the hands of the divine. And this is what he inspired his devotees also with. So Bhagwan quoted Sri Aurobindo. Bhagwan used to say, Lord Aravinda. That Bhagwan also did not want to become the all-totality of the one existence. That he wanted to be born again and again and serve the divine in all faithfulness, in all sincerity, unto the full, complete satisfaction of the divine. So let us pray to Bhagwan. Bhagwan was saying, if things do not happen the way we want, even after praying and chanting his name, we should not scold him. It is for greater good that some work is being done for our greater good. So, with the understanding of this truth, let us pray to Bhagwan. Everything is in your hands. It is you who have created the situation in the first place, though of course we invited it by our own sins, by our promiscuous life, by our indulgences. And it is up to you. But we seek your immediate divine intervention in order to give relief to the entire humanity